Rudy Giuliani is struggling with cash. You know, things are a little tight these days. He's got his own legal battle. The FBI's raiding his home, his office. He needs a little bit of help. So he reached out to the worst possible person imaginable for financial assistance, and that person is Donald Trump. Sources said people close to Giuliani have urged people in Trump's circle to dip into the $250 million war chest left over from Trump's failed bid to overturn the 2020 election result to help Giuliani. Now, again, he's having money issues for a number of different reasons. There was the raid that just happened on his home and his office. There is some indication that he failed to register as a foreign agent as he was doing lobbying on behalf of Ukraine. All sorts of shady business deals taking place. And so Maggie Haberman from the New York Times had tweeted that Trump told one associate this week that he wants to help Giuliani, but also said that it isn't his call.
Whose call is it? Whose call is it? Well, I mean, I'd love to help, but I mean, Bob tells me, who the hell's Bob? What are you talking about? Is Jared Kushner still president? Whose call would it be on releasing funds from your political action committee? Of course it's your call. I mean, and look, just to give you a sense of how awful Donald Trump is. These guys have been lifelong friends. Let alone the fact that Giuliani was one of the few people who would put his reputation on the line and lie endlessly for Trump, did everything for him, everything.
Oh, it's so good.
And then Trump turns around after that, all of that help in the present, the lifelong friendship, and says, Giuliani, what name so?
Listen.
It's not my call, I don't know.
The only likable thing about Donald Trump is how he, I apologize for lack of a better word, cucks Republican men. Like daily, he does it on the daily. They never learn their lesson, right? They're like on their hands and knees, like crawling to him. Oh, Daddy Trump, what can I do for you? What can I do to destroy my reputation, my legacy, my finances, my everything? What can I do for you? And then when they're in trouble, what do you think Trump's gonna do? I'm sorry, it's out of my hands. What can I do? What can I do? I'm sorry.
He now has.
It's so good.
In that fund, they scammed the heck out of you guys if you're right wingers, and he's got over $100 million in that fund. He can do anything he wants, and he put a footnote in there saying that he could spend it any way that he wants as long as your donation was under, I think, $5,000, which was almost all the donations. He could do anything he wants, and Rudy knows that. You think Rudy doesn't know? By the way, they're doing veiled threats. Like Andrew Giuliani was like, 36 hours, and then well, I guess we'll have to see what happens and stuff. I'm like, Andrew's Rudy's son.
It gets better, because while the truth is obvious, any person with common sense can see it. The Giuliani team seems to be completely oblivious about who Donald Trump really is. In fact, Maggie Haberman also tweeted that if this was a simple issue of Trump not realizing Giuliani was in trouble, as some Giuliani allies believe, this would have been dealt with days ago. Like, it's just, do you get it? Like, they think that Trump just wasn't aware. And that like Trump is such a great guy that he would have loved to help. He would have loved to help him, guys.
Yeah, well, two things about that. One, so they follow this mentally challenged guy, Donald Trump, because they're incredibly dumb. And so Rudy's like, oh no, Donald's gonna stick up for me. You've known Donald Trump your whole life, and you thought he was gonna stick up for you? You thought he threw everyone else that he's ever known under a bus, but you were the one guy he was gonna stick up, and that he was gonna give you the money that he promised. He's never given anyone the money that he promised, and he brags about it. He goes, oh, a smart businessman goes bankrupt and says, ha ha, I'm not paying any of you back, right? And you thought you were gonna be different. Why, are you special, Rudy? Did you think he was gonna carry you on his shoulders going, Rudy, Rudy? You know what happened? I gotta tell you this part. So Rudy thought he could just rob people, right? Because he's like, MAGA's a bunch of idiots. So he was charging $20,000 a day for representing Donald Trump as his personal lawyer through that whole election mess, right? But it was all theoretical. And then Trump, it turns out, got the bill and was like, oh no, don't pay it. He's like, he didn't win. He didn't represent me well enough. Rudy's like, but wait, I thought we were all had agreed to lie. Of course we can't win. What do you mean win? We don't have any evidence. Rudy had to say in court once, we're not even presenting evidence of voter fraud.
Yeah.
He said it's not a voter fraud case because they had no evidence of voter fraud.
But I gotta say, I mean, yeah, Trump was like, $20 a day. Then he immediately told his aides, don't pay it.
Yeah, and 20,000.
I'm sorry, 20,000 a day. What did I say?
$20.
Oh no, 20.
Trump wouldn't even pay
20,000 a day. My bad, I misspoke. But that was probably the smartest thing Trump ever did because, yeah, like what? But again, the point is, this is a guy who's gone bankrupt 6 times. He is known for not paying the bills that he is owed. Like he won't pay what he's owed, right? Or what he owes other people, I should say. So why would anyone think that he would come to their financial rescue? It's ridiculous. And then one other thing that I want to mention. Look, I want to make sure that we're always open and honest with our audience. Sometimes we're wrong, and I think that we've been wrong about trickle-down economics. Trickle-down economics does not work when the people in positions of power become tremendously wealthy. That's when it doesn't work, it doesn't trickle down to the workers. But trickle-down economics absolutely does work when the elite are in financial trouble because Giuliani has enlisted a part-time driver, but he no longer moves around Manhattan with the full complement of as many as 5 people he has kept around him in recent years. In fact, he's fired a bunch of people, Cenk. So the hardship has trickled down here. Giuliani laid off several staffers and independent contractors in the last few weeks, according to one of the people who said the ousted employees had been told that the former New York mayor was seeking to cut costs.
What? The poor guy now has to walk around without an entourage. Oh my God, it is really tough times for the Trump crowd. Now, Michael Cohen, former lawyer and fixer for Donald Trump as well, who did turn evidence against Donald Trump, said Rudy will flip so quick. He also has known Rudy for a long, long time. You know why? None of them have any morals or ethics or loyalty at all. And Trump is so dumb. Like if all of your guys are terrible people, you picked them because they were terrible. You picked them because they're terrible. So Rudy's here basically saying, duh, pay me something, okay? I need my entourage back. If you don't, my son is putting out veiled threats about how I'm gonna turn on you. Michael Cohen's going, I know Rudy, he's definitely gonna turn on him. I know it seems shocking to us because they both look mentally deranged and similarly so, but all Trump would have to do is not give him the 20,000 a day, right? But give him like a couple 100,000 or whatever. For him with the hundreds of millions of dollars is almost nothing, right? But he won't even do that. Nope. He didn't win. He should have lied better.
Cenk, if he had won, if somehow miraculously with that level of incompetence, Rudy Giuliani delivered for Trump and somehow reversed the results of the 2020 election, Trump still wouldn't pay him. Trump still wouldn't look out for him.
You're 100% right. By the way, the over $100 million that Trump has now because suckers in MAGA gave him unlimited money. Well, it turns out some of them are pissed now because they had it as a default to give every month. They had that checked off, but people didn't know that and they didn't tell them that. So they give it like, let's say $100 and they're like, okay, all right, let's go win this election. And Biden stole it with Hugo Chavez. And next month it's another 100 and another 100. They're like, what the hell's going on?
A recurring donation when they thought that they were donating one time.
And so now the FEC, Federal Election Commission, never does anything because they're tied with Republicans and Democrats, and they both go, no, Democrats never did anything wrong. That's what Democrats commissioners say, and the Republicans say, I don't care how much we stole, robbed, cheated, and lied, not guilty, right? It never does anything. It just came out unanimously saying, no, you got to stop that. And one of the commissioners said, quote, it's almost like theft. Okay, it's not like theft. It is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it was so bad. Trump had to give some of the money back. Okay, and so, but still, he has most of those ill-gotten proceeds, but he will not share one red penny with Rudy Giuliani. These are the worst people on earth. Okay, now we're almost out of time. I want to read you guys one more quote. This one's because somebody wrote in on YouTube Super Chat. But I love this so much. Little Mac wrote in, Cenk, got to the part in your dad's book when he talked about coming to America and meeting JFK. His feelings of that time came through the pages. It motivated me to try even harder so America can do that to people again.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes, my dad's book's on shoptyt.com. It's called The Original Young Turk. It's an amazing book. I mean, he's almost Forrest Gumpian, okay? And America was so open to him as a Turkish Muslim immigrant. It was amazing, it was amazing. All the stories, whether it was getting tortured in a different country, and I mean, it's just, check it out, shoptyt.com. It's called The Original Young Turk. Little Mac, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and appreciate that you got a lot out of the book, and I've been hearing that a lot from people. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.